Picture yourself walking through Jerusalem's narrow stone streets. You hear prayers echoing off ancient walls, smell incense drifting from doorways, and feel the weight of centuries-old faith all around you. Somewhere in this city, people believe, is one of Christianity's holiest places, the tomb where Jesus was buried, and, Christians say, came back to life. But here's the thing. Nobody knows for sure where it actually is. For almost 2,000 years, historians, archaeologists, and pilgrims have been trying to figure it out. The debate usually comes down to two places: the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and the Garden Tomb. Both are in Jerusalem, both are incredibly sacred to millions of people, and both claim to be the real spot. So let's go back to where it all started, the 1st century, when Jesus was crucified. What the Bible says. According to the Gospels, after Jesus died on the cross, a wealthy man named Joseph of Arimathea, who was secretly a follower, asked Pontius Pilate for permission to bury him. Pilate said yes. Joseph and another man, Nicodemus, wrapped Jesus' body in linen and placed it in a brand new tomb carved out of rock, one that had never been used. This matters because the Bible is pretty specific. It was a new tomb, cut into rock, in a garden near where Jesus was crucified. The Gospel of John puts it this way: at the place where Jesus was crucified, there was a garden, and in the garden, a new tomb, in which no one had ever been laid. So, according to the earliest accounts, Jesus was buried in a rock tomb close to Golgotha, the hill where he died. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the Old Guard. Jump ahead to 326 AD. The Roman Emperor Constantine had just made Christianity legal, and he sent his mother, Helena, to the Holy Land on a mission: find the actual places where Jesus lived and died. Helena talked to local Christians, did some exploring, and eventually announced she'd found both Golgotha and Jesus' tomb. Constantine ordered a huge church built over the spot. That's the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Inside this massive, centuries-old building, you can visit two key places: the Hill of Calvary, where they believe Jesus was crucified, and the Aedicule, a small chapel surrounding what's supposedly Jesus' actual tomb. For over 1,700 years, this has been considered the official site, but not everyone buys it. Enter the Garden Tomb. In the 1800s, some Protestant scholars started questioning the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Their main issue: it's inside Jerusalem's old city walls, but the Bible clearly says Jesus was crucified outside the city gates. Then, in 1867, a British general named Charles Gordon was exploring just north of the city walls when he noticed something striking: a rocky hillside that looked like a skull. Locals even called it Golgotha, literally, place of the skull. Right nearby, he found a peaceful garden and a tomb carved into rock. To Gordon, it all clicked. This had to be it: a garden, a tomb, and a skull-shaped hill. He decided this was the real burial place of Jesus. That became the Garden Tomb. Today, it's quiet and simple, surrounded by flowers and trees. A lot of Protestant pilgrims prefer it because it just feels more like the Bible's description: outside the city, in a garden, with a rock-cut tomb. But is it actually the right place? What the archaeologists say. Here's where it gets interesting. At the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, excavations revealed that the area actually was outside the city walls during Jesus' time. The walls were expanded later. So that major criticism? Debunked. Even more incredible, in 2016, when restorers opened up the tomb inside the church, They found a limestone burial bench underneath all the marble, exactly the type used in first-century Jewish tombs. Radiocarbon dating confirmed the structure is from Jesus' era. The garden tomb? Not so much. Studies show it dates back to around 700 to 600 BC, way before Jesus. So while it's beautiful and meaningful to visitors, it wasn't a new tomb in Jesus' time. Archaeologically, it doesn't fit. Faith versus facts. So what's the answer? For historians, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre has the strongest evidence. For many believers, though, the garden tomb provides a more personal, spiritual experience that helps them connect with the resurrection story. It's not really about choosing sides, it's about two different ways of experiencing faith. Some people need the physical proof, the stones, the dates, the hard evidence. Others want the emotional and spiritual connection that reminds them of hope and renewal. And honestly, even in the Bible, when the women showed up at the tomb that Sunday morning, the angel didn't give them a history lesson. He just said, "He is not here. He is risen." The mystery continues. Today, both sites welcome millions of pilgrims every year. In the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, candles flicker and ancient hymns echo under soaring domes. At the garden tomb, people pray quietly under olive trees, listening to birds instead of bells. Everyone takes something different away. Some feel like they've touched history. Others feel their faith renewed. And maybe that's the real point of this mystery. It's not about finding the exact GPS coordinates of the tomb. It's about what it represents. Life winning over death. Hope beating despair. We might never definitively answer, where was Jesus buried? But maybe we don't need to. The story still inspires people, not because of where it happened, but because of what it meant then and what it still means now.